You figure he wouldn't take prying very well, and also, though you briefly connected him with John, you don't think he'll actually let you keep lying about being the stand-in receptionist. You go ahead and tell Levi you don't actually work for this place in any capacity at all. On top of that, you aren't 100% sure where you are, though you're pretty sure concluding that it's a boarding school was really top-notch detective work on your part. You reassure him that you do actually have access to the closet with the packages in it, and you were trying to decide if you should give Levi his gifts, which would be breaking the rules because right now they're under review by the school. And you're certain the game from his friend, yeah, that's not a very safe game to play. You aren't even trying to give him some lessons on maturity ratings because he seems underage. You're certain that stuff is bad news. He sits down on his bed looking at you as you explain, with something other than anger on his face, but also an emotion you cannot trace at all. Like everything, you take this as a sign to keep talking. You tell Levi you've done this sort of thing before. You've been dropped into some kids' lives that are inexplicitly linked after a brush with some divine entity or object. And you'd like to think you've mostly made things better for them, or at least shed some light on issues that needed to be fixed. And in your last path, you had some of your own issues illuminated. So with your experience, you're pretty damn sure that you're here to do the same for Levi, and you are so ready and willing to do that for him. But with all that being said, you get to the option you chose. If Levi doesn't want your help after you lied to him, you will give him some space. You're pretty sure you just rambled on for nothing but a bad ending. Part of you thinks that if you keep talking you'd be able to swing this around, but you keep your choice solid and your mouth clamped shut. The silence is agonizing though, and you'd really like for Levi to rip the band-aid off in the telling you to leave for good way, or the letting you help way. Okay, that's weird, but okay. Oh wow, you didn't expect that to be met with such a good, if not neutral response. Well, it's believable enough. You don't exactly look fully human. Oh, right. But I'm sorry for yelling at you. If you are really trying to help me, I guess. My amulet and its relation to my mum is pretty complicated. And I already don't like talking about myself or talking to people I don't know. So I'm sorry. Oh, you tell Levi that's so totally fine. You understand how being socially anxious can be for teens, and sometimes it makes you lash out at strangers a little bit. Apology accepted. You ask about these complications with his mum, in relation to the amulet, and also he seems set that the secret other gift can't be from her. Yeah, the gift wouldn't be from her because she's wrong about it being stealing. She promised I could have it and went back on the deal because she just changed her mind. So I took it. I'd done my part, I was good enough, and everything on paper was as good as it's always been. But she sees it her way, so she wouldn't trust me with anything again. Without further detail, you think Levi's sounding pretty reasonable, and the solution for fixing his relationship with his mum is right there. Levi conceding to returning the very expensive crystal would probably be the push his mum needs to trust him again. I don't want a better relationship with my mum, and I definitely don't want anyone to try help me make it better or something. She's gonna see that by graduation I was always responsible enough to have things. And she'll see how wrong she was. And it will be her loss that she missed out on getting to be my parent. Though you can hazard a guess at Levi's age, you do ask him, just to check how far away graduation is. I'm 15. Yeesh, he doesn't think being on bad terms with his mum for that long will weigh on him? Surely that relationship being fixed earlier is better than proving her wrong. You don't know what our relationship has been. This is better. Proving her wrong is better than waiting around for her to care. I've been tired of how she treats me for years. And even though I don't like it here, it's good to be away from her. It's good to not hear her voice or schedule around her compulsions. I get to figure myself out without her. You put your own thoughts and feelings about connections, familiar or otherwise, aside and agree that, if that's really how Levi feels, then yes, this probably is the best for him. It's not like he's a runaway endangering his life, or completely isolated, and you'll assume the school takes care of his food and hygiene needs, as well as obviously giving him a place to sleep. And if he's not going around taking from people who haven't promised him anything, then he should be completely good and morally sound. Okay, well... Oh no. I'm not a thief, but I have taken some things from Lang. I don't think it matters much because we're like 6 feet apart, and the sides don't really have to mean anything. I don't pawn his stuff off or anything like that, I just put it on my shelves. He normally takes it back and gets rid of it or something. Like he pretends it never happened. He hasn't told me not to do it. Oh, Levi, you actually do not understand that at all. Why does he do that? I don't know, I want to be his friend and like what he likes, and it doesn't, but I thought he'd understand and it'd work. Stealing from someone has not been a go-to friend-making tactic in your vast amount of experience. You tell Levi that he really should not be doing that, even if what he's doing could technically be worse. Maybe that's why Levi said earlier that his roommate doesn't stick to interests. The theft is probably making him uncomfortable displaying the kinds of stuff that gets stolen. I know, you don't need to explain it. It's not like I'm planning on doing it forever. That's good, but you do wonder if Levi currently has anything that isn't his. No. Lang took the last of his stuff back yesterday. Awesome, let's keep it that way. You asked Levi if he had possibly thought about him taking Lang's stuff getting back to his mum. Like if Lang told an administrator Levi was stealing, they'd most likely tell his mum, and that wouldn't help him try to convince her he's responsible and not a thief. I hadn't actually thought of it like that. I'm not doing it anymore though. I get it's weird and wrong and I'm done. You're very easily convinced and would like to believe him, but you're worried he can't just stop doing his only tactic for getting attention without anything to fall back on. He's got another friend, right? He just learned his name. Is that a good friendship? Oh yeah. Cody. Cody's great. He's the best person in my life. That's so relieving to hear. But he's an online friend. It's not the same as a real friend. You would think from others' testimonies that an online friend is still a real friend. Unless he means that it's just not the same as a friend he can see in real life. Yeah, that's what I meant. Cody is a real friend to me, but he doesn't really cut it. You ask Levi how exactly Cody doesn't cut it, and he can't really respond at first. So you ask where Cody's letting him down, and he still can't say. So you ask what more Cody could be doing. I don't know. He's really nice and always online when I want to talk to him. I don't think he's had an issue ever, especially not one he can't solve. He's always really understanding, even if I'm really difficult to talk to. He's just so unashamedly himself. It's like there isn't anything wrong with him. You tell Levi that after being let down so much by his mum and struggling with other relationships, that he's probably seeing good people as a problem. He isn't used to someone just being good to him, and that's not an issue with the other person or a terrible thing in himself. If there's really nothing more he wants from Cody besides continued company, then he should focus on that. The good thing he's already got. Yeah, I guess I should. I feel like such a bad friend now when it's phrased like that. You reassure Levi that he's only 15, so he's got plenty of space to grow. And if he hasn't been telling Cody he's not good enough, or not a real friend, then he probably hasn't even hurt his feelings, which you'd think would be one of Levi's bigger concerns. I hope I haven't told him that. I probably haven't. But I'll make sure he knows I care about him. But I can't play the game with him, can I? No, you tell Levi that the game is still pretty bad. Yeah. Okay. Could I give you my chum handle or something in case you change your mind? Oh, absolutely! You're pretty sure you won't actually be changing your mind ever, but getting his contact would be great. Emma's Paint Fan Adventure. Gain chum handle. Levi writes down his chum handle, Envy-Otaku, on a piece of scrap paper from a textbook, and gives it to you. You take it eagerly and clutch it in your hand. You, don't have any pockets. Yeah, unfortunately not anymore. You should probably work on changing that, on account of probably not having a Silodex like everyone else, but that concept hasn't been explored yet. Here, you can have my blazer. New clothes already? The wins just keep racking up. He takes off his blazer and helps you put it on. It's a bit baggy on your proportions, but it definitely serves the purpose of giving you pockets. You stuff the paper into one of them, as Levi steps back to study you, like a lead fashion designer. You thank him for fixing the 2 social faux pas you've been committing for the past 5,000 words, and he takes off his tie and puts it on you. You thank him again, unsure what the tie does for you, but still grateful. He looks a little embarrassed. Oh, sorry. I just thought you'd look better with a tie if you were leaving the jacket open like that. Oh, yes, fashion. You totally get it. It'll probably help you blend in if you intend to keep walking around here, so yeah. He is so right, you fit right in already. You suppose Levi's probably done talking to you now. It does seem like you'll be ending on a good note. You tell him you hope he can have a better relationship with his roommate and later down the line, his mum. He should try to meet some more people in real life, but also remember to not take Cody for granted. Expanding his social circle will probably also help him find some interest to hang on to. Yeah, I'll look at an anime club or something, if there is one of those here. That sounds like a great first step. Remember to tell me if I can ever play that game. You wave to him and see yourself out.
Yeah!